Have you ever wondered how a single event can send shockwaves through the entire global economy? In the last year alone, oil prices have soared to levels we haven't seen in over a decade, leaving consumers gasping for breath as they fill their tanks. Did you know that a mere 1% increase in oil prices can result in a staggering $100 billion hit to the global economy? As countries scramble to adapt, millions are feeling the pinch, from skyrocketing fuel costs to rising grocery bills. But what's truly behind this unprecedented surge? Is it just the chaos of international politics, or are there deeper, more insidious forces at play? Buckle up as we dive into the intricate web of factors contributing to this global fuel crisis, a story that could change the way you view the world's most vital resource. The recent surge in oil prices has turned heads and sparked debates worldwide. As fuel costs rise, so do concerns about the ripple effects on everyday life. Families are grappling with increased expenses, businesses are struggling to cope with higher operational costs, and governments are on edge, trying to navigate the complexities of energy security. But this isn't just a simple case of supply and demand. It's a multifaceted crisis influenced by geopolitical tensions, market manipulations, and unforeseen disruptions. In this exploration of the global fuel crisis, we will peel back the layers of complexity surrounding the oil market, revealing the intricate dance between politics and economics. From the boardrooms of powerful oil corporations to the streets where people are feeling the impact, the story we're about to unfold is not just about numbers. It's about lives being altered by forces they can't control. So what's really driving this surge in oil prices? Join us as we uncover the mystery behind this global crisis and its far-reaching implications. Picture this: a bustling city at dawn, the sun casting a golden hue over the skyscrapers. Commuters pour into the streets, ready to conquer the day. But as they approach the gas stations, a familiar sight greets them: long lines of cars waiting to fuel up, their drivers anxiously glancing at the rising prices displayed on illuminated signs. It's a scene playing out in cities across the globe, a stark reminder of the turmoil simmering beneath the surface. The oil industry, often seen as a monolithic entity, is a complex web of interdependencies influenced by a multitude of factors. From the sprawling oil fields of the Middle East to the trading floors of major financial hubs, every decision has the potential to affect supply chains and consumer prices. In recent years, geopolitical tensions have escalated, with conflicts in key oil-producing regions casting a long shadow over global markets. Additionally, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic introduced unprecedented disruptions, causing demand to plummet and then surge unexpectedly as economies reopened. As nations grapple with these challenges, climate change concerns and the transition to renewable energy further complicate the landscape. Investors are now more cautious, weighing the risks associated with fossil fuels against the promise of a greener future. This tug-of-war creates uncertainty, driving volatility in oil prices and affecting everything from transportation costs to the price of groceries. As we navigate this intricate narrative, we'll uncover the hidden forces that are driving the current fuel crisis and what it means for our future. As the sun sets on the oil-rich landscape of the Middle East, a clandestine game of power and strategy unfolds. While most of the world sleeps, high-stakes negotiations are taking place behind closed doors. OPEC, the organization of the petroleum exporting countries, holds the reins, deciding who gets to pump oil and at what price. However, this seemingly straightforward alliance is anything but. Tensions are brewing within the group, with member countries vying for influence and control, each maneuvering to secure their economic interests. But there's a twist. New players are entering the arena. As the U.S. shale boom transformed the country into a major oil producer, traditional power dynamics began to shift. The once unquestioned dominance of Middle Eastern oil is now challenged by American frackers, creating a complex web of interdependence and competition. Just when it seems the oil market might stabilize, whispers of sanctions, trade wars, and environmental regulations loom large. Did you know that just last year, a single tweet from a political figure sent oil prices spiraling by over 8% in a matter of hours? Meanwhile, the unexpected emergence of electric vehicles is shaking the very foundations of the oil industry. With major automakers investing billions into green technology, the future of fossil fuels hangs in the balance. Yet the transition to renewable energy sources isn't as seamless as it sounds. The infrastructure isn't ready to support widespread electric vehicle adoption, and consumers remain wary. In the shadows, speculation grows that major oil companies are intentionally manipulating prices to maintain their stronghold, even as they pivot towards cleaner alternatives. As we delve deeper, we'd uncover shocking revelations about the role of big oil in shaping global policies and public perceptions. Are they truly transitioning to greener practices, or is this just a facade to protect their profits? The tension builds as we question whether the rising prices are merely a symptom of a larger scheme to retain control over the world's energy future. What if the very forces driving the crisis are also orchestrating its resolution? As we peel back these layers, the suspense thickens, and the stakes become higher than ever. The global fuel crisis isn't just an economic dilemma. It's a battleground for power, profit, and the planet's future. The stage is set for a dramatic showdown, and the world watches closely as the G7 summit convenes to address the spiraling oil crisis. Leaders from the most powerful nations gather, faces etched with concern, as they confront the harsh reality of soaring fuel prices. The stakes couldn't be higher. The air is thick with tension, and the decisions made here will reverberate across the globe. As each leader takes their turn at the podium, the gravity of the situation becomes undeniable. Just as the discussions reach a fever pitch, news breaks that a major oil-producing nation has unexpectedly halted production due to escalating internal strife. Within minutes, oil prices spike, sending shockwaves through financial markets. What was once a debate about energy policy now transforms into a race against time. Economies begin to falter as the threat of shortages looms large. Grocery store shelves are emptied, and panic sets in among consumers. Amidst the chaos, an insider from one of the oil companies leaks a bombshell revelation. Certain members of OPEC have been colluding to artificially inflate prices, a calculated move to maintain their profits while the world struggles. This news sends shockwaves through the summit, forcing leaders to reconsider their strategies. How can they hold oil-producing nations accountable while avoiding a global economic collapse? The tension reaches a boiling point as the debate shifts from policy solutions to urgent, actionable measures. As leaders scramble to find a resolution, an unexpected voice emerges, an environmental activist representing a coalition of nations advocating for a rapid transition to renewable energy. In a powerful speech, she passionately argues that the current crisis is not just a symptom of supply and demand, but a wake-up call for humanity. Her call to action resonates deeply, igniting a fierce debate among the leaders. Can they pivot from reliance on fossil fuels, or will they succumb to the pressure of powerful oil interests? The summit hangs in the balance as the world waits to see if leaders can unite in the face of adversity, or if the oil crisis will continue to deepen, driving nations further apart. This moment, this crucial crossroads, will define not only the future of oil, but the very fate of our planet. The drama unfolds, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats, wondering whether the call for change will be heard, or drowned out by the roar of oil-fueled power. In the aftermath of the G7 summit, a historic agreement emerges, signaling a shift in the global approach to energy. Leaders pledge to invest heavily in renewable technologies and collaborate on policies aimed at reducing dependence on oil. The revelation of collusion within OPEC leads to international scrutiny and promises of transparency, forcing oil giants to reevaluate their strategies. As the dust settles, gas prices slowly begin to stabilize, but the battle is far from over. The world is left with lingering questions. Will this commitment to renewables hold firm in the face of corporate lobbying? Can nations truly unite to combat the climate crisis while ensuring economic stability? While the immediate panic subsides, the underlying tensions remain. The fragile balance between energy security and sustainability continues to be tested as economies adapt to a rapidly changing landscape. As consumers fill their tanks and prepare for their daily commutes, they can't help but wonder, are we witnessing the dawn of a new energy era? Or is this just a temporary reprieve in a never-ending cycle of crisis? The answer lies in our collective choices and the path we choose to forge ahead.